Hello everyone, this is Rick Passek, the FlyFish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today I've already done this pattern once, a little bit different variation. This is John Kents Pumpkinhead. It's a really effective fly here in North America, and I would assume that this is going to be excellent everywhere because it's just one of those flies that trout just kind of gravitate to. So it's the colors in it, right? And it can this can be a damselfly, this could be a leech, this could be a dragon, it could be a caddisfly, it could be all kinds of things. So, yeah, so the pumpkinhead, but it's going to be a little bit of a twist, so I'll show you guys. So, today in the vise we have a Hends BL700. So just look for whatever brand you like. Just get a long streamer hook. This is a size 10. I do these in a size 10, 12, 14. For the tail, I'm going to be using some Hends Marabou in the golden olive, so it's a slightly lighter color. For the body, I'm going to be using the new Camo Chinille by Semperfli. Just came out at the end of May here, so 2023 new product. And this is going to be the 4mm brown golden olive for the body. For the hackle, going to be just using some dyed orange cock hackle. For the flash in the tail, I'm going to put a little bit of Rio Grande flash, gold and gold from Semperfli. I really like this stuff. It's I like all the flashes for the mixed ones from Semperfli. I think they've done a really good job mixing the right colors for different different presentations. So yeah, so there's that. And then for the counter wrap wire, just going to use some Semperfli bright silver and some Semperfli Nanosilk in black for the actually no, I'm sorry, it's the green that I'm going to use for this, just so it blends in a little bit. You're not going to really see it because it's going to get hidden in behind that bead, but might as well, right? So, start my thread. Like I said, you can tie it in with the black. I usually tie these in either with green or with white thread, because the white you're not going to see anyway. So, and you can always color the white. So just get my thread started and come back to the front. Then I'm going to take my marabou, I'm going to stroke it down so I'm going to get all the fibers sticking out, and then I'm going to strip this off one side of the quill and fold it over. Strip it off one side of the quill and fold it over. Strip it off one side of the quill and fold it over, and that should be all I require for this fly. So you can see that I've stripped it off the center of the quill. That's the center quill right here. And then this is my little package. So now what I like doing here is trying to figure, I like having these wisps if I can. So I'm going to try to figure out the length. Roughly I want 1 to 1.5 times the length of the fly, so of the body, sticking past, so about there. So I'm going to put my finger there, and all that fluff there, I'm going to cut that off. And then I'm going to tuck this in right behind the bead, and I want it to kind of almost suck in into that bead. Right? And then just keep this up on top. Bring it all the way back. Now there's two ways you can do this. You could have built up a bulge here with thread to hold that tail up, or go under it, pull forward towards the bead, go over, go under, pull forward towards the bead, and go over. And I do that 3 times. Okay. There, and now I'm going to come forward again. So there's my little tail. Okay. If it's a little long, I'd rather have them a little longer than shorter because I can always snip these. I can always pinch these off out on the water. I can't add, right? So just gonna get that under control. Gonna take 2 pieces of the flash. I'm gonna just hook them onto my thread and bring that up. start that just like that for now, and then once I get to where I want to start, I can start splitting per side. So just bring it to each side. There we go. And I'm going to cut this a little bit right to the longest fiber of the tail. So about like that. Okay. If they're sitting down a bit, you can just get them. These two here are sitting down a bit. You got caught with the thread, so I just turned it a bit. I'll just show you in a minute. I'm just going over top of it just to lock it in a little higher. So there, it's more on the center line of the tail. So okay. So now I'm just going to come forward again, grab my piece of the Camo Chinille. I said this one is the brown golden olive, and I'm just going to go again to the front. But I'm going to leave just a tiny bit of space right behind that bead, just so I can build up a bit of a collar with my hackle. So I'm going to come all the way back to where I tied that tail in. Actually, I did forget to put the wire in, but that's okay. You can always do it here. Should put the wire in prior to this step, but I did forget, so it will be fine. But proper building of a fly, you do it before this step. This is going to get hidden anyway, so it's not a huge deal. This is just a counter wrap for helping hold the hackle when we bring the hackle back from the front, right? So, okay, keep that out of my way for now. Put that in my material clip. Then I'm going to come forward again. Take my Camo Chinille. Now, there's a few ways you can do this. You can just twist it and do it by hand, and then you can use your hackle plier. I'm just going to twist it, twist it, twist it, twist it. Okay, and then I'm just going to hold it, and as I come around, I'm just going to make sure that it kind of, at first at least, lay back a little bit, and then usually it just cooperates after that. There's really soft material. Like this stuff is the pile in this, the fluff. It's so super soft. It's amazing. It's going to have amazing movement in the water. I did a little sink test with it, and it does. It has really nice pulsating movement. So, and this comes in a, is it the 4mm, 8mm, and 15mm? I think it is. Yeah, and then I think 15 different colors, something like that. So. Nip off my little waist piece. Now I'm going to tie in my hackle, and I want the more. There's a dull side and a bright side. I want the bright side out. Just stripping off some material so I can get this caught in by the stem. So I've caught it in. Now I'm going to fold that stem back and go twice in front, and then I'm going to put the stem back again and go twice on top again. Locks that in. Cut off that stem piece. Make sure that's in. Don't, with this Nanosilk, don't crank too tight. You can break it. So they break the thread, the hackle. So 2, I'm going to do 3 right in the front, and then I'm going to open it up, open it up, open it up, and just palmer this back. Okay, and then I'm going to take my wire and just catch it, that thing out of the way. And it doesn't look the greatest right now, but it'll look good once I get that front hackle swept back, because it kind of looks silly when it's like this. So, but once that front hackle gets swept back, it'll look much better. So helicopter off your wire, cut off your excess hackle fiber. You can also helicopter that off if you like. And then I'm going to sweep all this stuff back all the way around, trying to get all of it, including what's on the bottom, and just sweep it back. And then I'm just going to build just a little bit of a head right in behind, and that'll help sweep that back a bit. Right? So now you can, if you'd like, put a little bit of dubbing there just to hide that tie-in point. It's not the prettiest job in the world here, but I don't really care about that. The tie-in point doesn't really matter. The tie-off point, sorry. You just want that tail movement, and you want that orange hackle. That's the big, and the head. But if there's a little bit of a space there, I don't usually worry about it. You can put a little dabble of dubbing just to make it look better. You can also, if you feel confident in your hackle, you don't have to do the counter wrap wire. Just put the hackle in from the back and come forward, but tie it in obviously from your tip instead of your butt, because you want it to taper bigger to smaller, right? So, and that is it. But you see, it's got just a different look with that camo chenille in there, how it sticks up, you know, inside there. It's not as flat and lifeless, if you want to call it that, as dubbing. It's got a little bit more life in there, and that color, this golden olive, brown golden olive, really goes well with this light golden olive from Hens, the marabou tail material. Yeah, so that's it. It's just my take on a different type of a pumpkinhead, but sometimes I also tie this with a larger feather out the front and have more of a front, more of a collar, have a longer collar, not quite that long, but have a longer collar sticking back. Sometimes I don't. It all depends on what I want and the size of it. This one here, this is about probably the bigger ones that I'll tie. I sometimes tie a few in the 8s, but 10s, 12s, 14s is my main color, my main sizes. And I tie these in an olive. I tie them in a brown. I actually tie one in a that I've had really good success with in black body with the orange and a black tail. It works really well. So, alrighty, hope you guys enjoyed that one. Please leave some comments. Let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know if you have any questions, if you know, any particular tying style you want to see, any particular patterns, you know, even the genre, like whether it's freshwater or saltwater or river or lake or, you know, that kind of stuff. Just let me know, and yeah, I'll see what I can do. And Thailand's around. Hope you guys are out there enjoying the fishing season. It is June here, so we should be into some really good fishing now everywhere. So yeah, hope you guys are enjoying Thailand's.